I knew that this day would come sooner or later and I would have to prepare the Sicilian defense. Honestly, I was afraid of it because it's a big responsibility for me. But I am grateful to you that you asked me to show this opening, because over the years I've forgotten a lot, and thanks to you I've updated my knowledges. And so the Sicilian defense refers to semi-open openings. To white's move e4, black responds with c5. Taking control of the d4 square, black in case of d4 exchanges the bishop pawn and opens the c file for active actions on the queen side. In their turn, usually white having somewhat outpaced the opponent in development, they strive to attack in the center and on the king side. The Sicilian defense has a lot of variations for both white and black, and this opening requires both sides to play accurately and actively. Now I will quickly show the continuations that I know about. If I miss any option, please write in the comments. Let's quickly show many variations with their names in this video. Then we will choose several main variations, and in future videos I will show them in more detail. So let's go. e4, c5, knight f3, d6, the main variation. Instead of d6, if knight c6, d4 takes, knight d4, g6, Sicilian early dragon. If instead of g6 at first knight f6, knight c3 and just then g6, it's dragon, main dragon. e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3, e5, Sveshnikov variation. Instead of e5, if d6, it's classical variation. In this position, c takes d4, knight takes d4. If you remember, knight f6, knight c3, e5, it's Sveshnikov variation. Instead of knight f6, if black plays immediately e5, it's Kalashnikov variation. e4, c5, knight f3, e6, d4 takes, a6, Paulsen variation. e4, c5, knight f3, knight f6, it's Rubinstein variation. e4, c5, knight f3, d6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3, a6, neither variation. Instead of a6, if black plays e6, it's Scheveningen variation. Now let's see anti-Sicilian variations. e4, c5, c3, a Lapin variation. Instead of c3, b4, Sicilian gambit. Instead of b4, knight c3, knight c6, g3, closed variation. Instead of g3, f4, Grand Prix attack. After c5, instead of c3, knight c3 or b4, if white plays d4, c takes d4, c3, d takes c3, knight c3, it's Smith-Morra gambit. Another anti-Sicilian variation, e4, c5. Instead of all these moves, knight f3, d6, if knight c6, bishop b5, it's Rossolimo variation. Instead of knight c6, d6, d4, c takes d4, queen takes d4, it's Chekhov-Zaitsev defense. Instead of d4, if white checks from b5, it's Moscow variation. I think you have also seen that the Sicilian defense is rich in variations. Please write in the comments which variation you would like to study first and give me some time to prepare for the lessons thoroughly.